Hello, crafters! Recently, I reorganized my IKEA pegboard that is mounted on my craft desk as the old layout was getting too messy and kind of boring for me. And a lot of you have asked me for a quick look at the new setup. So here we go. For this new setup, I mainly grouped similar storage units together versus having them all over the place. But let's back up a little bit. I have two square IKEA SKÅDIS Pegboards mounted onto my IKEA workstation. They are not attached to the wall, but rather attached to the table, and this makes it possible for me to move my desk without having to drill holes in the wall for the pegboards. I mean, not that I've moved my desk since I've installed the pegboards, but I do have that option if I wanted to. I have four shelves attached one under the other on the left-hand side of my pegboard. Currently, I'm using them to store everything colorful. I don't like my craft corner to lack color, but I also don't want it to be a total color mess. So here I have various pretty bottles, pretty jars, and pretty ink pads. On the top shelf, I have my Jane Davenport inks sitting on the side and displaying the color of each pad at the top. I love the ergonomic design of these pads, and I also love how pretty they are. Even though they are black, the colorful stickers on the side of the pads add a ton of color, and it makes it very easy for me to find the color that I need. The next shelf houses my Tonic Studio Nuvo mousses, also on their sides to be able to see the pretty colors inside. Now, I'm guilty to admit that I don't always use these supplies, but I love having them on my desk for inspiration. After all, my desk must be a happy place, and these items make me happy despite the fact that I don't use them daily. The next shelf houses my Tonic Studio's Nuvo drops in the colors I use most often. I have way more Nuvo drops in my stash, but they do not all fit on one shelf, so here I'm displaying the colors that I love and use the most. The bottom shelf houses the most heavy items, and I tried to position all of the shelves so that the heavier items or the heavier shelves are at the bottom and the lighter shelves are at the top of my pegboard. The bottom one houses my Hero Arts liquid watercolor bottles and my Hero Arts shimmer inks. These come in actual glass bottles, not plastic, so the glass makes these items very heavy. This is again not something that I use every day, but the packaging of these is super pretty and it is very pleasant to look at. I use this desk not only for crafting, but also for my computer work, so I'm basically here 24/7, so this place needs to look pretty and inspiring to me. Next, I have a section with 4 hooks and 4 scissors hanging on those hooks, and these scissors are by Fun Stampers Journey, and I love them not only for their quality, but also for their pretty green handles. They're just so cute. They add a pop of color to my peg walls, and I do use these scissors often, not only for crafting, but also for household things too. You can hang any kind of scissors like this, especially if you have a set of several in identical colors, or you can hang other tools like maybe corner rounders or things like that. Next, I have 3 cups, one on top of the other, and then the 4th cup off to the side. And I'd love to add more cups to this display. They're very practical. The bottom 2 cups hold my Copic marker refills. As you can tell, I don't have many of those, just a handful. Again, it's not something that I use daily, but it's pretty and it works well for my workspace. The top cup holds some of my most used Glimmer hot foil rolls, and I want to figure out a better way to store and display them. So maybe that involves getting a few more cups, or maybe a couple of hooks, or something else. The foil rolls are very pretty, and I honestly do not want to keep them hidden in a drawer. I want to display them. Besides, I do use them all the time. Now, the 4th cup houses my Tonic Studios Aquaflow pens, as well as shimmer pens and a bone folder. Bone folder is being used daily, while the rest of these are mostly for pretty display purposes. Above the 4th cup, I have a stack of printed color cards for inspiration, all hanging together on a clip. I have a separate video tutorial about these, or explanatory video, I guess, and it's linked right here in the cards. Basically, I use these cards for inspiration in my crafting and just as a design element for my craft space. I have a bunch of these in there and I can easily change them up and have different grouping of pictures. Next is another cup from IKEA. Now, this one is not a part of this pegboard system, but it is easily attached to the top of the pegboard. Here, I keep my colored pencils by Faber-Castell, and I do use these a lot. And it's very handy to have them out like this. Now, when I color, I just remove the cup from the wall and I position it next to me on the desk. Next is another IKEA bucket. Again, it's not part of the SKÅDIS collection, but one that can hang from the top of the pegboard. This one I use for color charts and all sorts of odd things. It can also be used as a handy paper waste bucket. Below is a rail with some pretty washi tape. I had a lot more washi tape here, but I only kept those that look pretty and blend with the rest of the wall. And I plan to add more pretty tapes here. Behind the tapes, I have a clip with a watercolor dot chart. This is an exclusive chart that I have with Simon Says stamp with my favorite Danielle Smith watercolors. I don't use it. I do use these charts. I don't use this specific chart. I just have it for display purposes on my desk. And I have a dedicated video about this chart and how you can use it. And it's linked right here in the cards if you'd like to take a look. Finally, I have two odd hooks that I use to store my double-sided tapes, and these are very convenient for me and I use them nearly daily. I also have a small fake plant here to add some greenery to the place and a letter holder that I'm not currently using. So this is the look at my current IKEA SKÅDIS setup. I'll probably change it again soon, but for now, I love the way it looks. Thanks for joining me. Bye!